Section 3.1, question number 8, says, how hot does it get in Death Valley? The following data are taken from a study conducted by National Park System, of which Death Valley is a unit. The ground temperatures in degrees Fahrenheit were taken from May to November in the vicinity of Furnace Creek. So compute the mean, the median, and the mode for these ground temperatures and round, really, to 4 decimal places. Okay. Let's get the mean first. So to get the mean, I'm going to use this formula, right? Add up the x's, divide by how many I have. Now, I'm going to go like this. 145, and then I'm just going to add up those. I'm going to use the column. So 145 right there, plus 185 right there, plus 151 right there, plus 182 right there. Okay, dot, dot, dot. I'll just get them all. You know, I'm going to do this on the calculator. And so I'm not going to write them all here because I'm typing them in on the calculator, and that's probably what you should do too. All right, now I add all those up, and I'm going to divide by 14. Now, when I add them all up, I get that x bar is equal to, now it says round off to 4 decimal places. All right, so I got 169. All right, mine came out even to 169. Now, we all get different numbers here, so you might get some decimals. So if you get a decimal, they're asking us to round it off to 4 decimal places. So, well, mine came out just even, so I'm going to just report that the mean is 169. Now, to get the median, we need to arrange these in, say, increasing order. All right, so here's what I need to do. I need to look for the smallest one. Now, the smallest one looks like anything smaller than 145? Yeah, 143. And then, what's next? I got a 145, and then a 151. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to arrange these in order like this. 143, 145. I got that 151 right there. I've got that 151. Let's see, what else have we got here? So you have to look through, I got that 151. I got another 151 over here. Now, after 151, let's look through here. 151, I got a 169. There's 2 of those, but there's a 166. That's lower. So there's a 166 here. I thought I saw another one, but apparently not. Okay, so I got a 166. And then I saw 2 of those 169s. Now 169, what comes next? There's 185. Anything below 185? Yeah, there's a 182. A 182, I kind of erased it. 182, there's another 182. Anything below that? No, I think that's it. So now I'm going to have 182. Wait a minute, I just saw one. There is 173 right there. Okay, so I got that 173. Then there's the 182 and another 182. Then after 182, what's coming up? 182, there's a 185. Anything smaller? Another 185. There's a 183. Okay, so I think it's a 183, and then a 185, and another 185. Another 185. Now, n is equal to 14, so there's no exact middle. So find the 2 middle values, and then we'll add them together and divide by 2. So we've got 14 pieces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then, all right, so I've got 7 here, and then I should have what? If I counted right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, so the 2 middle values, what do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so I got 7 here, and 7 over here. So I'm going to add the 169 and the 173 and divide by 2. All right, so that's going to give me 342 divided by 2. So that's going to give us 2 into 34 is 17, and then a 1 right there. So I think the median is that 171. Now, what about the mode? Any piece of data occurs more often than any others. One of those, 145. There's two 151s. There's two 169s. There's two 182s. And there's two 185s. So apparently, this set of data has 4 modes, right? The 4 modes are, I'll list them down here, 151. What else did we have? 169. Then we had the 182s. Then we had the 185s. Okay, don't go yet. I'll show you how to use your calculator. This is a lot of work by hand. Our calculator will do this all for us, and this will be very useful for problems yet to come for the rest of the course. So on your TI, first thing you're going to start here is you're going to press Stat. All right, so press the Stat key. Now, the Stat key is in, I'm going to call it row 2, column 3. That very first row, that very top row up there by the window, I'm not going to count that as a row. We barely ever use that. So starting with the second key, the blue one, I'm going to call that the first row. The first row would be second mode delete. The second row, the first row would be second mode delete. The second row would be alpha and then X and then stat. So press the Stat key, row 2, column 3. All right, press Stat. So you press Stat. Now, what comes up is you get 3 choices: edit, calc, calculate, and tests. So you want to choose number 1, which says edit, because we want to edit. We want to put some data in. So you press number 1, which is edit, and then you get L1, L2, L3. There's actually 6 lists. L is for list. And we're going to put data into this, into these lists. Now, right now, we're going to put data into only list 1. So you want nothing in there. So you have to clear list 1. All right, so we're going to clear L1. So here's what you do. Get your cursor, use your arrow key, get your cursor over here into that first column. Then use your up arrow to get the cursor right on L1. It'll highlight. So get your cursor on L1. It highlights. Now, press clear. Clear is in the rightmost column, right below your arrow key. So you press clear, and then enter. And then all those entries in L1 are gone. So press the Stat key, select number 1, edit. You get these lists, get your cursor in L1, get it, use the up arrow key, get it all the way to the top right on L1, press clear, press enter. Now when you do that, your cursor should be right here. So type in this data. All right, here's all your data. Here's the data up here, right up at the top in the problem. Doesn't matter what order you put them in, you're just going to start typing them in, right? So you're going to put in 145. I just go down the columns. 185 and then 151, right? You put all 14 pieces in, finally end up with that 143. Okay, so, you know, it's a lot of work one way or the other, but at least we're not doing a lot of arithmetic. So just take some time, put those numbers in. Now we're ready to go. So press the Stat key again. You press Stat. Now what you want is to right arrow over to calculate, because we're ready to do our calculations. So press Stat, right arrow to calc. Now the first thing that comes up is this, number 1, which is one variable, one var, stats. So we're doing statistics on one variable, right? We have temperatures, that's it. So that you can either press the numerical key 1 or press enter. And when you do that, you get list, and then you get frequency list, and then you get calc. All right, now for a list, where'd you put your data? we put it into L1, right? We put all of our data back in L1. So we need to tell this, we want an L1 here. So we want L1 in that position. So how do you get it? I'll do it up here on the right. So here's what you do. Press the second key, and then down at the bottom, press the numerical key 1, because right above the 1 is an L1. All right, so you want to get an L1 here to put in a list. Press the second key, and then 1, and that L1 should pop up in there. Now, for what we're doing now, when you press enter, all right, so press enter, then the cursor comes down here. You want this blank, so if there's anything in there, just press the delete key, D-E-L, up in row 1, column 3, just right kind of near the second key. So you want that blank. Then go down to calculate. You press calculate, and a bunch of stuff comes up. Now, the first thing came up on mine was X bar is 169. That's exactly what we were trying to find in this problem. A little farther down, it will say n equals 14. It's a good idea to check that number because we think we're putting in 14 pieces of data, but if you didn't press it hard enough, maybe you got only 13 or 12. All right, so just check, oh yeah, okay, I got all 14 pieces of data in. Then there's, if you scroll down, there's a bunch of other numbers, which we will get to eventually. But right now, at least we can have the calculator compute the mean for us.